hours till tonight's trial at Witches and Bridges, so I'm not quite sure about this little hair, well, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna actually shave it off. So because I'm not sure whether I would if it's okay to have it. And you know when you're stressing out and you want to make sure you look good. Well, this is what you don't need. I don't know if you can see it. There's a zit right there coming up. It's like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, oh, I'm stressing out really, really bad. But anyway, so so I've got my razor. There's not much left in there, but there's enough. So I'm gonna have a shave. I think I need a new one. Anyway, this is the. Yeah, there's not much here. This is the first time I have ever shaved on camera, and normally I cut myself, like normally really, really badly too. So hopefully I don't cut myself today, because that's better. I don't really want to have blood everywhere today. I also thought I might use this opportunity to basically tell you who I am, because unless you go to my blog, you're not really going to know who I am. And my life. I've had a rough life. I think in many ways I could feel sorry for myself. Let's put it that way. Oh shit. I could be the person that stays at home and basically sulks and all that kind of stuff. The reason why I say that is because, well, I was in foster care, and no, I didn't have the best of foster care experiences. I'm not saying that all foster parents are evil. What I am going to say is a lot of the ones I was with were the Wicked Witch of the West. I guess that's the easiest thing I can say. The reason why I say it is I've never said this on camera, so this is the first time I've ever opened up about my childhood. I was bashed in a lot of the homes, raped, bashed, nearly drowned. Yeah, and it was funny because, well, it's not funny. It was interesting the way that the government, the WA government, thought, something, we're going to reimburse these people for the pain and suffering they go through. The pain and suffering doesn't stop. The memories don't stop. The bad dreams don't stop. Imagine being bashed all your life, from when you're basically 4, maybe even younger than that. And then turning 16, and having to deal with sexuality. A lot of the times that goes through, well, it went through my head anyway, was, am I gay because, well, the men bashed me? Am I gay because some females tried to protect me, am I gay because of this, that. Like, there was plenty of reasons in my head. What made it more confusing is when I had sex, consensual sex, not the stuff when I was in Fostercare. The first sexual experience for me was me being a bit rough, I guess you could say, me letting my anger out, and it made me wonder, am I just doing this to get back at the men? Yeah, it's a toughie. It's a hard topic to talk about. What I realized now is I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud that I am gay and I'm comfortable with that. There are days that I wonder what if I was straight and I've been gay all my life. But I guess you can't really look on those situations and go, well, you know something, you coulda, shoulda, woulda, you should have tried this, you should have done this, you should have done something different. I did what I did, and I am who I am. It sounds like that song, I am who I am. But on a serious note, I couldn't be happier with who I am as a person. I don't have my shit together half the time. I'm not perfect. Anyone that says they're perfect is a BS lie. But I try. I try to get up in the morning. I try to get out of bed. I try not to think about the past too much. And that's what makes it really hard to talk about, because when you want to talk about it, you try to talk about it, but then it gets that emotional stage, and you try not. Like I don't want to fall apart on these guys, because I think that's the worst thing that someone like I could do. I'm not saying that every day is easy, by far. I remember when I was 16, and I rang up DCD, or Department of Child Development, or Child Welfare, something like that, and I said to a lady who we'll call Samantha. She's now retired. Her name's not Samantha, but we'll protect her name, even though I don't know why I should. She was a bitch. I think that's the only thing I can say about that. And she said, when I said to her that I'm gay, you're gonna get help. And she hung up the phone. Now, me being 16 and being that kid that didn't like being told no, I went to the WA AIDS Council, got all their books about being gay, and went into the DCD Rockingham office, and basically just shoved it on the hammer and said, you guys need this. I rang up yesterday, got told that I got to help, and quite frankly, if that's the way that you're going to tell kids who are in foster care, going through sexuality, that is wrong. I'm sorry. You're making the situation worse. Now, let's say this was a number of years ago. I'm 27 now. This was when I was 16, so it's 11 years ago that this happened. Well, 10 and a bit. Things have changed. I would hope that the DCD department and the child welfare groups in Australia have got their sense together, that if a kid does come to them going, I'm confused about my sexuality, I don't know who I am, I'm not sure about things, I don't like girls or I like girls or whatever, I would hope that they would, well, help. And I don't mean help as in, oh, you have to be straight, so blah blah blah. I mean help as in give them the connections to groups and organisations. And there's a really good youth service in WA, which was running, I'm not sure if it is now running, I'm pretty sure it will be, where young teenagers hang out and talk about these issues and talk about sexuality. I highly recommend it. If you want to Google it, just Google WA's Council Youth, because it's ran by the WA's Council. It's in all of the states, I'm pretty sure. I do say I'm a lot. But it's a really touchy subject for me, because the last thing I want is for a kid to be in foster care and not feel like he can talk to someone or she can talk to someone, because not just guys who are gay or lesbian, anyone can be gay and lesbian at the end of the day. Anyway, you might be bisexual even. And my brother always said, one of my brothers, Colin, who love him a lot, he said to me, how do you know that you're gay? You haven't had sex with a woman. And which I thought was pretty cool. And yeah, he said to me, you know something, I would, if you ever came out as gay, I would bash you. That's what he said. When I came out as gay, I was shit scared. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on YouTube, but I am. I was shit scared. And he ran up to the unit that I was in, and instead of bashing me, he ended up hugging me and crying. He was the one who was crying in front of all his friends. So I yelled out, well, who's the faggot now? It was a good time. It also opened up his mind about gay people. It's not saying that our relationship got any better. Look, me and him have always been close. He's always protected me when I needed protecting, definitely when I was in foster care. I remember one instance with my brother, Colin, who, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the people's names, so that's why I'm trying to change names. So we're going to call this one Roseanne, the Roseanne family. And these people were, the wife basically was the basher. I used to have to, I was like 6 years old, maybe less. I used to have to wash the dishes, which I think is fine. I think a 6-year-old should learn to wash the dishes. But what is not fine is if that kid does not wash the dishes correctly and there's still some dirt on the plate, you don't make a kid lick the plate. Like, seriously. That is fucked up. That's all I can say. So there I was, just having to lick the plate, and if we did something bad, we would have to go to bed without supper, which, again, personally I think you shouldn't send any kid to bed without supper. It just doesn't make sense to me. A kid should not be punished with food, simple as that. Me and him tried to escape plenty of times, but we realised we couldn't really escape because we knew that if we did, our sisters would cop it. Our sisters would cop the abuse, and we didn't want to leave them like that, so we didn't really we didn't try to escape often. Long story short, I guess. Well, actually, I won't do a long story short. I'll tell you about the dog that was there. It was a Rottweiler, and I love dogs. I love all animals. And every time I was in trouble or something, I would run into his kennel. And one night, after the dog got fed, I came out to say goodnight to the dog like I would do every night. And it was dead. Although we later found out that the dog had died because someone poisoned its food. And the only person that could have was one of the parents. So that was traumatic for me. I didn't want to say goodbye to him, but you have to. Yeah. Saying goodbye to a pet is hard. Saying goodbye to a pet that has protected you from being bashed and everything. I think that's even harder. But I think the thing that I can learn, or the thing that I can pass on from that experience, is to speak up. Now, we spoke up heaps of times. We told the Fostercare system. We told our neighbour. And it wasn't until one day we went to visit our parents and Mum noticed a bruise on me. She showed the person who dropped us off and was the supervisor of the visit, and she asked us how it happened. And we told her. One thing I can definitely say about my mother is don't get on the bad side. Ever. That's just don't do it. Mum was pissed off, and so was Dad, but Mum was really pissed off. Everyone often asks me, what was it like not having your mum there, not having your dad there? They were there, in a sense. They were being parents, in the sense that they could be a parent. As much as they could be a parent, they were being a parent. And, you know, while my younger sister might not think Mum and Dad are her biological parents and Tanya and her her foster parents are her biological parents, which, trust me, that's a long story too. I think if she knew what Mum and Dad went through, if she knew that Mum and Dad never stopped fighting for us, it's funny because when we got taken away from our parents, I guess there was always a hope that you would end up back there. But it didn't happen until I was 16, and I decided that enough was enough and I wasn't going to switch homes anymore, and I put my foot down. I knew the system basically, once you're 16, it really can't do much. I'm not saying that you need a foster care watching this and you're 16. Woo! Go and get out of the foster home again. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in my situation, it was better to get out of the foster home I was in than stay in the foster home that I was in. I think that's the difference between my life and other people's lives, is the simple fact that I could have stayed in that foster home and who knows where I could stay. But now, I'm nowhere. I thought running away from the foster so I'll tell you that. Yeah, so there's 23 minutes of me gaslighting. It took me pretty much till I was 26 to realise that if you don't love yourself, you're not gonna love anyone else and no one's gonna love you. There's still things I'm learning. I'm 27 and I'm still learning things. So yeah, it's tough. Definitely if you're in foster care. But hold your head up high. Every year that you go through it will get better. Sooner or later you're going to be out of foster care, and sooner or later you're going to be defending for yourself. Sooner or later you're going to have to stand up on your own 2 feet. And trust me, when 18 comes, they're not there. When 18 onwards, they don't give a crap about you. They're there while you're a kid. As soon as you turn adult, you're on your own. So, try your best. Don't speak up if you're getting bashed. Absolutely. Speak up if you're getting abused. Speak up if you're not getting abused. Speak up if you're not happy. But also remember that your parents, your biological parents, do love you. They do care for you. And they are fighting for you in some way or form. there are lots of things that I don't know about my childhood. There are things that I blacked out. There's things that I often wonder, you know, something in my life could have been a movie, could have been a TV show. Then it could have been a reality show, really. Because there was always something that next time I'll talk about how I became vegetarian. So stick around for that because it's an interesting tale. And yeah.